In this video, I want to take a look at how WooCommerce handles taxes. Now, it's very similar to JigoShop, and I did a fair bit in a couple of videos on that. So I'm not going to go into all the details here. I just want to show you some of the differences. So I go over to taxes, and by default, they're enabled. If you weren't charging any taxes at all, of course, you could take those off. And then what you have down here are tax classes and tax rates. Again, like JigoShop had. By default, there's a standard rate. You can't get rid of that. It also has some ones here called reduced rate and zero rate. You choose those when you're in your products over here. So let's say I'm in my round teak bowl here. You go down to product data under taxes here. We're assuming it's taxable, so we'll leave the status like that. And this is where you choose those classes we were just talking about. Again, standard is the standard one. All right, so we're not going to worry about tax classes just at the moment. Let's set some rates for some places. So this is by country, and I'm going to add a tax rate here. Now, this is a little bit confusing here because it looks like you're supposed to check this off almost, but that's just an indicator of checking off this row. The button you want is actually over here, the edit button. Okay, so don't be confused. The text is over here. When you click this, then you get your choices and you start entering here. So I'm going to go down to Canada here, and I'm going to set something for all of Canada. We have a tax that applies to everybody in Canada. We can label it, so this is what will show up for visitors and customers here, GST, and it's 5%. You can get up to 4 decimal places. Now, I'm going to put on compound, and this is really the big issue. Compound, I think, means it adds on to other taxes. That's what I hope it means anyway. That's what it says it means up here. Compound tax is applied on top of other tax rates. Okay, let's see what happens. Now, I'm going to add another tax rate. Oh, I should say done here, by the way. It doesn't tell you right away what was selected, but it will show it to you later on. So I edit here. Now in this case, I only want to apply it to my own province in Canada. So there's a second tax that's going to apply just to my province. Okay. I'm going to call this one PST. It's a provincial sales tax. It's at 7%. And again, I'm going to check compound here because that's what I want. I want 5% plus 7% when I'm in British Columbia, when the customer is in British Columbia. So I do that. See, now it shows me, it doesn't say exactly which province it is, but at least I know this is applying to just one. Okay, so we've saved this. We have 2 taxes that should apply. We go here. I'm in my checkout. I've already filled out my form here pretty much. I just wanted to show you this. When you select a country and I start entering Canada here, and I try to choose it like this, it actually doesn't take. So what you have to do is hit return there, and then it takes. I don't know why it works that way, but there's my provinces. I'm in British Columbia. Okay. So now I should see PST and GST, but all I'm seeing is PST. And this is where it gets very confusing. So I think, okay, I'll go back to here. Maybe these shouldn't be compound. Because it does say down here, non-compound rates will be summed. Now, to me, that says they're going to be added up. So maybe I'm misunderstanding compounds. So I save my changes. And I check out again here. I might have to choose my country. Yeah, it keeps losing state here. I don't know why. And I have to go back like that. So now it's applying GST, but not PST. I'm just going to make sure it knows I'm in British Columbia. So let me refresh again. Yeah, see, I keep losing the state there. Let's try entering it again. British Columbia. It's not doing it. Let's actually apply the order. Let's place our order and see if it did apply it at the end. Oh, phone numbers required. It does tell you. That's very handy. If you've missed something on here, which I did, throw in a phone number, place my order. This one's just a regular order. Uh-oh. I may not have checked off a setting that shows me the cart. Where did we go here? Anyway, there may be a setting that allows me to actually see what I did. Sadly, it doesn't show me that right now. Okay, so let's go back to our cart here. And it is empty, so that's what we asked it to do. We asked it to empty the cart when we're done. Let me just add this back to the cart. And we'll go back to our cart here and just see. Go to checkout here. And is it going to apply? Oh, now it's applying PST, but not applying the GST. All right, well, let's go back. Let's try hitting compound again. We got to make this work somehow, right? This is what gets a little frustrating with taxes. Yeah, see, it's just PST. Okay, so this is one of the problems. This is something that's in WooCommerce and not in JigoShop, and it's called local tax rates, where again, you can add a tax rate, but for specific locations, right down to zip or postal codes. I've tried that for British Columbia to add my local tax. Doesn't change anything. I still get one or the other. And it doesn't compound them the way it says it does. So I've been through this a lot. I haven't seen it. This is one of the things that can get very tough with shopping carts is it's very specific when you come to taxes, shipping very similarly, that WooCommerce and others, even though they've got some pretty complex choices, and it's very flexible in many, many ways, it still doesn't necessarily always work exactly the way you need it to. By the way, in JigoShop, you were able to choose multiple tax classes per product. You actually can't choose that here. So my idea of creating two classes, GST and PST, and then applying both to the product can't work here because you can only choose one at a time. So there didn't seem to be any way around that problem here in WooCommerce.